Today I want to talk about this new C-Lightning 0.7.1 release. Specifically, there's this external wallet channel funding, which it states this relaxes the need to move funds to an internal wallet to open a channel. But what it doesn't say is that it's not just a channel, you can open multiple channels at the same time, and that is what I want to demonstrate today. I have already got a head start here. I set up a test environment here. I have several nodes. I have this Persian node here, which I already made some connections to Shurzen and Santos. And what I'm going to do is call this new RPC command fund channel start, which will give me addresses that I can plug in to create a transaction, use those as the output points for the funding of the channels. So let's get started here. I'm going to call fund channel start for Shurzen, and I'm going to open a channel for 100,000 Satoshis, and I got a funding address. I'm going to do the same for Santos for 200,000 Satoshis. I have an address, so I'm going to take Shurzen's address, plug it into my create transaction on my Bitcoin Core node, and I'm going to come back and take Santos's address, plug it in, and I execute. I get a raw transaction, which I now need to sign. Which gives me the signed transaction, which I can now broadcast. So I'm going to, before I do that, I'm going to show that I have peer connections to both Santos and Shurzen, but I do not have channels. I have a channel with banks right now, but that's irrelevant to what we're trying to do here. So now I come back to my Bitcoin Core node. I send this transaction. Not sure if I pasted it in yet or not, but yeah, okay. Yeah, here we go. So there's my signed transaction. I'm going to broadcast. So I now have a transaction ID here, which I can now use to complete the funding. What I have is fund channel complete. I want to use the same transaction ID because it's one transaction, but I'm using an output index 0 and output index 1 since those will be the outputs. So one transaction, two different outputs. Call fund channel complete here. I got channel ID there, fund channel complete here. I got channel ID there. So now if I go and look at my peers, I can see that I have the channels. There's no ID yet because it needs to be in a block, so I can come back here and generate. Once I generate, then I can come back and look at my channels again, and now I have a valid channel. You can see Santos and Shurzen, they're both block 1690. They're both the first transaction in that block, but you can see the 0 and the 1, the different output indexes. So that's what I have for today on this new release. I hope you find this helpful and can see the potential. Right now I showed two channels being opened by one individual, but this can be a solution to a lot of the criticism about if the fees go up, it won't be feasible to open a Lightning channel. And you can see with this improvement here, we're on our way to being able to create something where you can have, like I said, you can have one person open 10 channels, how many other channels you can fit in the transaction, but you can also have potentially in the future a coin join situation where you coordinate the opening of channels between multi-parties. So solution to a problem is well on its way.